Making the transition to a hyper-distributed cloud environment requires technology leaders to embrace a new approach to IT management. That's coming up next on this episode of Telecom NewsBytes, brought to you by 911 Inform. I'm Mark Fletcher, Vice President of Public Safety Solutions at 911 Inform. As being cloud smart emerges as the dominant model for enterprise IT, government technology leaders are recognizing the value of selecting the right environment for each application and its data. Whether in an on-prem data center, a dedicated private cloud, or in one of many environments that network providers offer, while this is an intelligent approach, the complexity of managing multiple cloud environments can create headaches for government technology leaders. We've moved from our comfortable four walls of the enterprise. Suddenly, we have a host of applications living in a lot of places, says Marcus Moffett, Cisco's CTO for the U.S. public sector. This becomes really daunting, he added. When making the transition to a hyper-distributed cloud environment, technology leaders need to embrace a new approach to IT management. And here are 4 strategies that can operationalize a cloud-smart environment for governments. Number 1, adopt software-defined networking. Managing different cloud hosting providers results in IT staff getting bogged down as they develop different operating models for each one. SD-WAN can automate and abstract the intricacies and various differences among different cloud environments and providers. This creates a simplified and unified cloud operating model that breaks down the silos. The shift allows IT staff to manage many different disparate services as one elastic network, in which computing resources can scale depending on their needs. Mike Witzman, Cisco Systems Engineering Director for U.S. State, Local, and Education, says you can move quickly because you're using one operating model over multiple environments. That's the best flexibility you'll ever get managing security, agility, and cost. All the things that you're tasked with factoring in and all come into the equation. Number 2, gaining full-stack observability. As government employees and constituents have become savvy cloud users in virtually all other areas of their lives, the bar gets set high on the services governments need to provide, especially while delivering critical services that are a must-have, like those for public safety and first responders. Leveraging AI-powered analytics as well as automation, full-stack observability can help proactively identify and resolve issues and break down the silos in complex IT environments. Number 3, scaling secure access. In any hyper-distributed environment, the goal remains the same: getting users from where they are to where they need to go. However, the number of edge points can explode and grow across multiple environments, including mobile access and expanded citizen services. Enterprises are now in a multi-threat world, so you have to protect users everywhere they are. One key to successful scaling secure access is to develop a common, centrally managed security policy and implement it across the distributed network. New regulations governing security for certain types of sensitive data at the federal and state levels, including FedRAMP and the emerging StateRAMP guidelines, are also putting greater scrutiny on government service providers at the same time as they're managing multiple clouds and companies. Despite growing complexity, the primary cause of new breaches remains to be lost or stolen user credentials. So approaches like zero trust and multi-factor authentication still remain the first line of defense. At the same time, it's also essential that these measures are simple for end users. Cisco's Witzman stresses, when we make it easier for the user to do the secure thing, they do the secure thing. When we make it harder, they write their passwords on sticky notes. Number 4, changing the cloud climate. In each of these areas, new technologies are abstracting the underpinnings of hybrid multi-cloud environments. so they can be viewed and managed as a single network. That's a significant technology shift, and it can challenge IT staff in new ways. It may not be an easy transition for IT to make. While many consider IT modernization as one that's technology, the bigger concern is the culture of IT modernization and the people piece. IT staff are tasked with different responsibilities: networking, storage, databases, allocations, and security. But many roles will shift to be ones that are workflow-based. This transition will be similar to telephony. As voice over IP replaced analog and twisted copper wire, roles morphed into a common role because everything was now delivered over a common infrastructure. Even though the core service, telephony, never changed. Now, while that culture shift may seem to be a bit daunting, it's a vital step to ensure that cloud-smart strategies wind up being a smart move for government IT. If we adopt and then lose control of the environment, we're just setting ourselves up for failure. That wraps up this episode of Telecom NewsBytes, brought to you by 911 Inform, delivering next-generation 911 solutions for the enterprise today and making every second count. Visit them on the web at 911inform.com. I'm Mark Fletcher, and I'm Vice President of Public Safety Solutions at 911 Inform. You can follow me on Twitter at Fletch911. And be sure to check out all of my blogs and podcasts on Fletch.tv. Remember to like and subscribe below. That way you'll be immediately notified whenever a new podcast is published. Telecom NewsBytes is published every Monday through Friday and is available on your favorite podcast provider, including iTunes and the iHeartRadio network. Thanks so much for listening. We'll catch you next time. Take care.